It's Wednesday, May the 24th, and you're tuned in to the tniab podcast. I'm Vince.
I'm Anthony.
And this is the Geek Chic Culture Show where we talk about all the cool things in the whole wide world. What's going on this week?
Nothing.
That's right. We've got picks and other fun stuff we've been entertaining ourselves with, and also no Kamen Rider because of... I don't know how I would describe it.
The oceans are rough. The pirate seas.
I heard that the internet tubes were clogged.
Yeah, they're clogged. You know, you gotta get those fast lanes.
Yeah. So, and because we don't pay for the fast lanes, we couldn't get the latest viewing of Kamen
Please,
Rider.
for real, don't let anybody trick you into. No, for real, like net neutrality is the thing you should care about.
It should be, yeah, for sure. But don't worry, we'll truck along and we'll talk about all the cool things happening this week.
Mm-hmm.
So let's kick it off with a bit of video game news.
All right.
So hottest game of the year coming out, most anticipated, Des2ny
Metal Gear Solid. Wait.
Des2ny 2, by all accounts. Anthony agrees?
No.
That silence is...
No, it's not.
It's him
I thought
nodding furiously.
I thought you were going to say Overwatch, and I was just taken off guard.
No, the game's already out.
Yeah, true.
That's my next story.
So, what is it? Destiny 2 had their hour-long live stream or whatever.
They did.
They brought out that new teaser trailer, and they showed some gameplay.
Yes.
That shit looks like Destiny.
Oh, totally.
And it's not selling me on it.
What is it about Destiny you didn't like?
The thing about Destiny I didn't like is that there was no content. The content that you...
Yep.
For something that was supposed to be considered an MMO, it had a Call of Duty campaign's worth of content.
I think a bunch of themselves specifically say it's not an MMO.
I think at the beginning it was marketed more towards, like, here's this kind of
because
instanced MMO.
Whenever they have interviews, they're like, no, this is not an MMO. Right?
And so the thing is that they promised the world...
Yeah, of course.
They
they did.
Yeah, they did. They promised the world, and then they gave you like half a continent.
Yes.
Right. There just wasn't anything to do, even beyond. Actually, the whole launch was messed up. Just from going first off, when it launched, like online servers were kind of fucked, and then when you finally beat just a campaign story, it's like, oh yeah, the raid's coming out in like 2 months. We should have bought it later, right? And then we had to wait for all this thing, and like everything was just trickled out, and there was never enough content at one time to get me to play it for more than a couple hours, right? And so most of the time, I just felt cheated.
Yes,
right. And it's like they're not taking my purchase seriously.
Yeah.
I'll still say that Destiny has some of the cleanest shooting in a first-person shooter I've played. Yeah. They have like the right amount of lock-on and stuff for PvE. Mm-hmm. There just wasn't enough variety and things to do.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I always felt like Destiny was like the game that they built out all the assets, they built the mechanics, and it's all polished. Yeah. But when it came to filling out the world, it wasn't there.
The house looked fucking cool from the outside, but when you got inside, everything was empty. Yeah,
and 2 seems like the promise they initially made.
I hope so. Like, I'm not going into this hoping that Destiny 2 is bad. Yeah. I'm going in hoping that they'll have content that's worthwhile enough for me to buy it again. Yeah. Because I kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, if for me, if it's ending like the way Titanfall worked out, then I have no doubts this is going to be great. Because the first Titanfall felt amazing to play, but there was nothing to do.
Some would say that Titanfall 2 is the best game of last year.
Yeah, some would say. I wonder who those people are. They're foolish people.
It's me.
Yeah, so, and the trailer looks cool. I watched a couple of the streams, so it seems really neat. A lot of quality of life changes they made. Yeah. You know, like, you don't have to exit to your spaceship and then load to...
Oh, what?
Yeah.
But I love looking at my avatar spaceship.
I know, right? That's the only reason why you wanted those rares, right?
So you could be in the lobby with everyone else. It's like, oh, he's got that gray giant spaceship. I only got the red giant spaceship.
I know. I'm sure this will have that. I don't know. But I suppose the biggest news for Destiny 2 is that it's coming to PC on a new platform.
Is it on Battle.net?
It is on the Battle.net.
I heard it's on Blizzard Launcher, actually.
Well, it's weird. Blizzard said specifically for this stream they'll refer to it as Battle.net, but make no mistake, It is Blizzard Launcher.
Which is, okay, I still can't get over this because Battle.net is the closest thing to a perfect name for a product that I've ever heard. Even the domain is Battle.net.
Yes.
Why would you get rid of that?
I think because it does not correlate with the branding that Blizzard represents.
What brand? Okay, like, what do you think? So you think that they want to branch out this app more?
No, I think they want to show you, like, they just... You think of video games that Blizzard makes, like, I don't know, Warcraft, Starcraft, and you're like, and then the immediate name you come to those is like, oh, Blizzard.
Yeah.
What is Battle.net?
Battle.net is our sick online service that I used to play and Diablo 2.
Exactly, and they don't want it, and for most people, they want to take that confusion out. They just want to give you direct to, like, we are Blizzard, this is our launcher, this is the service we provide.
Yeah, I was talking with some other people, and they think that it's going to be, they think they're going to try and compete with Steam. And so they wanted something that is more, like, all-encompassing for the company.
I guess so, maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Like, this is the Blizzard store, right?
It could be. I mean, I think it's just simplifying things, like, because they do have the Blizzard store, where they sell merchandise and gear. So
they're going to have to change it's not Battle.store anymore.
No, it's not going to be that. But yeah, it just reminded me that, oh yeah, that's right, Blizzard and Activision are a singular entity now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I always forgot about that.
They do a really good job at keeping it under wraps because even though they're combined, they still feel like two separate entities.
Yeah. Because I always knew Destiny was an Activision-funded 10-year deal.
I forgot it was.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember that's how Bungie got out of Microsoft. But, yeah. So Destiny looks pretty interesting. I hope there's more to do than just shooting.
There was some stuff like new superpowers or whatever. Like one gets like a laser staff. Guardian's got a shield.
Yeah, I don't know what the hunter has. I don't know. Sword.
Someone's got a sword.
Yeah. I hope you can fly your ship.
I bet you can't.
I bet you can.
I bet you can.
Bet you can.
If by ship you mean hover bike.
No, I mean the ship. I hope there's space battles.
I bet there's not.
I bet there is.
Or I bet if there is, it's like 3 expansions from now.
So that's the weird thing. So Bungie has done like a space shooter section in one of their first-person shooters.
Yeah.
And it was like the best part of it. And it only lasted 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I wanted more of it. It was in Halo Reach.
You're never going to get it.
I'm hoping. It's open world, so that's great.
Yeah, so would you rather that instead of, like... I've always liked the instanced worlds of Destiny 1. Like, I feel like people make open world games now just because they're hot.
Yeah.
Right? And not because the game actually needs it.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that Destiny needs an open world, or...
I don't know, because, like, I thought the whole point of Destiny is going to different planets. How are you going to make that open world? Like, you would have to instance certain sections, right? Like, it can't be one singular open map.
Or, like... If they wanted to make it true, like, open world, truly, like, you'd have to have that Star Wars Battlefront 2 thing of, like, go from the ground, fly into space, right?
Yeah, see, I'm into that. I think that sounds
That would be cool. I just don't think they'll deliver on that.
I know. I hope so. That would be cool. Yeah. I guess the story is, like, they've wrecked the tower? The Citadel?
The Cabal showed up.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, remember that giant glowing thing?
Mm-hmm.
Was the Watcher, the Searcher?
Yeah.
The something?
The ball.
We're gonna blow it up.
So they did.
And then Guilty Spark's there, and he's like, "Oh my god."
Yeah. I don't know. September's coming up pretty soon, so we'll get our answers soon enough. Otherwise, watch some streams. They showed the strike. It looks cool.
I didn't watch that one. I want to watch the strike.
Pretty cool. The other big related to Blizzard, I guess.
Yeah.
Is Overwatch has their anniversary event. Can you believe it's been a year since Overwatch came out?
I can.
Can you believe I've played this game for a whole year, like, with no breaks?
I can't believe you could continue to play it.
I cannot believe that either.
I lasted a month and I was gone.
Yeah, I cannot believe I have continued on and I am still going strong. Yeah, so it's a new event. We've got some wicked new skins. Everyone's getting a dance emote. I think this is the best collection of skins ever that they've done so far because it is not tied to any sort of theme. It's kind of just like the artists were, do what you want. And they did it. Like, instead of Soldier 76, they called him Cyborg 76. They cut off his legs and gave him, like...
And shaved his head.
Yeah. I was just like, whoa. Zarya looks like a futuristic American gladiator with an Iron Man mask. It's pretty cool. Yeah, neat.
I always like it when these kind of companies get to kind of just get free creative reign on something. Like those are always the best League of Legends skins.
Yeah,
the one where it's not. Sometimes the theme ones are pretty great.
Yeah.
But like when they're usually not set to a theme and they're just like, let's try and do something cool.
Yeah.
I think the ones I really like in League are the Void skins. Maybe I'll show you after the podcast. But they're all like space themed. Like one girl, she's a robot and she just has a ball in her chest. But instead, in this Void version, she has a black hole in her chest.
Oh, makes sense.
And like it just looks really cool.
Pretty cool. Yeah, my favorites are the Genji skin's pretty hot.
Yeah,
he just looks like a common rider. Mm-hmm. And then I like the Diva one because they made her a pinup girl, and then they like painted her mech as if it was like a World War I fighter. Yeah, so that's pretty cool. Maze is neat. She's a beekeeper.
Oh, is she?
She's a beekeeper.
Does she shoot bees at you?
I don't know.
Do you get frozen with bees?
I don't know, but like her whole backpack is a big bee.
That's awesome.
So
it's honey probably.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
Maybe shoots honey at you.
Maybe. I'm not too sure. Yeah. So there's Symmetra's is really cool too. She looks like a female common rider.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's really cool. Hers is cool. Yeah, and
does everyone get these gold skins or
no? A lot of them don't. Like Mercy doesn't have one. Reinhardt doesn't have one.
Roadhog
doesn't have one. Like it's more of a lot of the heroes who don't really have a legendary that really needed it.
Okay,
minus Tracer because she's had a legendary for every event.
I think she'll continue to get legendaries.
I think
forever.
So too.
I think she's the only one.
She's the cover girl. Why not?
She's the mascot, right? Well, it should be Diva, obviously.
I know. It should be. I always wondered why it wasn't Soldier 76, but I guess they don't.
Maybe that's too generic.
I guess, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like they're like, listen, we're already partnered up with Activision. They make generic Soldier games every year.
That's true. We can't do that.
We gotta differentiate.
Yeah, along with this update, they have a couple patch changes, buffs to Hanzo and Reaper.
I heard the greatest nerf to
nerf the Soldier 76. His bullet damage used to be at 20, now it's at a paltry 19.
Oh, 19? Oh!
So he's not going to be S tier anymore.
Oh, it's not even even. Oh!
I cannot believe that.
Oh, like...
When I read that, I'm like, each single bullet does 20 damage. We've reduced it to 19 because he was too good.
Oh yeah. Oh man. Like,
19
garbage tier now.
I think so.
It's terrible.
Yeah. But I think that the neatest additions are the new game modes they added, and they added 3 new arena maps. The arena maps are only ever used in Elimination.
Okay.
I don't know if you played Elimination. No. Where it's like you only have 1 life.
Was that the one where it was like Maytag and everyone was like laughing? It's like,
yes. That's Elimination. Well, they brought that out, right? And that's a regular game mode where you could do 3-on-3.
Okay.
And you can pick any hero and go around these small little arena maps. So they have new arena maps, and you can also do 1-on-1 on those arena maps. Now,
yo, 1v1 me, bro.
Yeah, but the way they did 1v1 was like it was a random selection of characters.
Okay.
Like it was a random select, and you always had to be a mirror match to make it even.
Oh, that's fair. But, so you're not just a fucking Mercy going against a Roadhog, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So that's how they did that. I never liked Elimination. I always felt like it was never as fun as...
You just played it for the boxes.
Yeah, if I needed to. But they have these 2 new Elimination modes, which are really cool. The first one is 1-on-1 limited. Or not, is it limited? I can't remember. It's like 1-on-1 roulette or something, where you and your opponent are given 3 heroes to choose from. Mm-hmm. You pick one.
Okay.
And the way these 3 heroes are chosen is like it's a rock, paper, scissors thing. Like one will, right? And so then you go into the match, you don't know what your opponent picks.
Oh.
And then it's out of 10 rounds.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. I got rocked the first time, and then I smoked the second guy.
I thought you said you were gonna scissor the other guy.
No.
And then you broke through the other guy's paper.
Yeah. So that. Oh wow.
I thought you were going through you said you got rocked. I thought you were going for the punt. What the frig?
I dropped it. Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I dropped the ball. But that's cool. But the one that I like is the 3-on-3 limit, 3-on-3 locked. So what it is you pick any heroes you want, you and your teammates. And it's is it 10 rounds or 6 rounds? I can't remember. Anyways, if you win your first round, you and your teammates cannot pick those heroes anymore.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you gotta go through the roster.
Yeah, but the enemies still have the losers still have open slots.
Well, that's like the reverse of fighting game tournaments. Yeah. Where like if you win in a fighting game tournament, you can't change your character.
Yeah, no, this one is you're too good, so get out.
Wow. Oh, yeah. That'd be interesting to like keep your anchors for later.
Yeah.
Or do you want to just bust them out the gate and demoralize them?
Yeah.
Huh.
It's really cool because it's like a half sort of Mystery Heroes event where, because I love Mystery Heroes, but this is, I guess, gives it a little bit more control over what you want and strategic picks. So that's cool. But yeah, otherwise it's the Overwatch anniversary event. I have 30 loot boxes waiting for me, so there you go.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Stop. Stop with the boxes.
I'm gonna get them all.
Oh, you're the worst.
And I think that's it for my picks, right? Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to keep it on the video game front at that point then. So you remember how Red Dead Redemption 2 was announced last year?
Oh, this is supposed to be the most anticipated game of 2017.
Most anticipated game 2017.
Yeah.
Hard 2017. It's coming out this year, no problem.
Yeah, I heard it's like a Christmas release.
Yeah, Christmas release. Like
holiday special.
End of the holiday special.
Nintendo Switch.
Wait, breaking news. Breaking news.
Yeah, what?
Surprising nobody.
What?
Red Dead Redemption 2 has been delayed.
Oh no!
Until 2018.
Rockstar, how have you fallen to this similar pattern?
No, like they're just so on time with all their release dates, right?
Damn.
And it's just, I just can't. I don't want to see Rockstar fall like this. You know, they never delay their games.
Man, it's the first time for everyone, right?
Yeah, I guess. But in more exciting news, it's probably my favorite developer.
Yeah.
Platinum Games.
Platinum.
They are finally making, out of all their years, they are making their first fully owned IP. For those who don't know, IP means intellectual property. So it pretty much means that they're making their very first game where everything is solely owned by them. In the past, they have made the Transformers game.
Yep.
Part of that's owned by Hasbro, I think.
Sure did.
They made Ninja Turtles. They made Bayonetta 2, which is part, what's it called? Nintendo.
Oh, yeah?
Right? I think Bayonetta 1 was Sega.
Oh, it was. Yeah, it was Sega.
Vanquish is Sega.
Yeah.
So pretty much all of their games have been partially funded by... the most recent Scalebound was Microsoft.
Yeah.
Right? And so most of their games, or all of their games, have been helped funded by someone else.
Yes.
So this is finally their first game that is completely owned by them, which is exciting for me because coming off of Nier, and like just seeing that game, I haven't played it yet. I still want to play it.
Same.
But seeing what they've done with that, and it's like looking at like Platinum going full Platinum, I want to see what they can do when there's no constraints, right? When they can just let their freak flag fly. And that's kind of what I really liked Clover for back in the PS2 days, right? That was a studio that went from making Okami, this gorgeous Zelda clone that's about Japanese water like colors and stuff like that, right? To God Hand, that's a third person behind the back old school brawler, where you kick guys in the balls and their face turn purple.
Oh, why did you have to bring that up?
God Hand's great. I was playing it yesterday. It's so good. It holds up.
Okay, I'm gonna call it right here. This is the end of Platinum.
This is the end of Platinum?
Yeah, this is it. All the money they've made, they poured into this, so it's gonna bomb.
That's the thing. Like, Platinum has, or at least that team, has a track record of making critical darlings.
Yeah.
But the thing is that maybe their games are just too weird for people to get into. Right? I pretty much stand by almost every game they've made, but so it's hard to get me to convince people to play them, right? I tell people, Okami, it's like Zelda and all this stuff, right? And they just won't play it. They're like, well, if I want to play Zelda, I'll play Zelda. Or like I tell them about Beautiful Joe. I'm like, this is really interesting 2D platform brawler thing, right? And they're just like, this is too confusing. So
yeah, well, you just don't jump on people.
Yeah,
man.
you don't jump on people. I gotta slow down the film and like speed up the film to solve puzzles. This is weird.
It's too complicated.
Right? It's too complicated. And then God Hand's too hard.
It's just bad.
God, you're dead to me. God Hand's like,
no, don't say it's the best because you can't stand by that.
It's like top 5 games on the PS2.
Oh, on the PS2,
top 5.
Oh wow,
it's so good.
Uh-huh.
All right, but I'm excited to see what Platinum can do when they can really just go for it.
All right.
And then my last pick is not video game related; it's movie related.
Technically, it's video game related.
I guess technically it's video game. It's video game by proxy.
Yep.
So the Uncharted series is over in video games, but it's only getting started in the movies.
It took them what, like a decade?
Right? So there's been hints of a Uncharted movie happening for a long time now. Just like same thing with that Last of Us movie that was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
Right. So it turns out that they the script from the first run of the script they made that nobody really liked. Okay. So they've been retooling the movie.
Okay.
And part of that retooling has come with some casting.
Uh-oh.
And this means it was announced that Tom Holland of Spider-Man fame,
the young boy
in Spider-Man, will be playing young Nathan Drake in the Uncharted movies. Okay.
As like a bit role, like as a cameo to the real movie.
No. So he's going to play young Nathan Drake as the prequel movie.
I'm sorry, what?
But I guess it's not technically a prequel movie because it's the first one.
So it's the origin?
Yeah, it's the origin story of Nathan Drake.
This is like the most disappointing Uncharted movie news you could ever write.
Yeah, all you had to do was say, "Hey, we're making the movie," and you'd be like, "Yes!"
Yeah. And then they're like, "It's about young Nathan Drake." What? What the I think the reason people like those games is because he's an adult and he has to deal with adult problems.
And I playing Uncharted 4, the reason I really enjoyed the flashbacks and got it in perspective on his childhood is because I've gone through those other games already and I know what kind of person Nathan is, right? And to how did he become like this? How do you even get in a line of work like this? How did you grow up to have such an unhealthy obsession with finding treasure and stuff like that?
Yeah.
Right? And that's what made it interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like those games, yeah, for sure. People like Nathan Drake because he's Nathan Drake.
Yeah.
That fun part in Drake's Deception where you play him as a child for one chapter, it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want a whole story around that. And it seems like Sony Pictures is like, well, we do. So,
and then Sony, the video game division, is like, what are you doing? Why would you do this to us?
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is Tom Holland's a young man.
Yeah.
And if they make this a huge series, it'll chronicle his whole life.
I guess, yeah, he could be.
I think it would be super cool if
he could get his Tony Stark role, right?
Yeah.
And then they could be making Uncharted 17 and he's still in it.
And you see him become a man, and then that way that would be cool, but that...
And then you see him die.
Yeah, the only problem with that is the movies have to be amazing throughout all of them.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
Look at Fast and the Furious. No, they don't.
No. They gotta be good. The
second movie will be fucking shit, and they'll still get 6 more movies.
Let's not say it. No. No.
So yeah, those are from my picks.
Man, busy week.
Yeah,
of nothing.
Well,
that's good. I feel like there's something else out there, but I don't know. See the trailer for The Gifted?
No. What's that?
It's Fox's spin-off X-Men TV show.
Oh, I heard about that.
Looks like Heroes.
I know what happened. I read the headline, and then the headline said TV show, and I scrolled past it.
Oh, this is the big news. So you know how Zack Snyder's doing Justice League?
Oh, yes.
So he had to step away from that.
Yeah, he had to step away for family issues.
His daughter committed suicide.
Holy I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I just saw that it was like a family emergency.
Yeah, his daughter committed suicide, March 20th. She committed suicide.
Dang.
And he went back to, and right after she did it, he just went back to work and he's like, listen, maybe if I just work, it'll be able to help. But it didn't, so he had to step away.
Yeah, no, that's messed
up. So that's rough. Man. But, so what they're doing is they brought in Joss Whedon to finish the film.
What?
Yes, the man who did the Avengers. They brought him in to finish Justice League.
Weird.
So suddenly, prospects for this movie have gone up exponentially.
Huh.
Yeah.
Sorry to him, but Joss Whedon, man.
So I guess the cool thing is, it's still Snyder's film, so you can expect awesome action sequences, but at least now you can expect a coherent plot.
And character development?
Yeah.
Wait, they're not just gonna Goku out in New York City anymore?
No. So who knows?
Okay.
So that's really interesting.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. There you go.
Sorry to him, though.
Yeah,
condolences.
definitely. That sucks.
That's a rough city.
I did some research. You know he has 8 kids?
That's it?
Yeah, man.
Only 8?
8 kids.
They have them all at once?
No, I think some of them are adopted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's cheating.
He has 2 wives and a couple are adopted.
Is he polygamist?
No. A couple divorced.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, it's still rough. So
You can't count adopted kids to your child count.
Yes, you can.
That's cheating.
You paid for them.
They're my property. I'll number them however I want.
I went through all the papers. I went through all the legal routes. Cash was exchanged. The transaction was made.
All right. You got me. You got me.
Okay, for our weeks, I only did one thing. I watched 4 episodes of this show called Sense8 on Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know what this show is about. The show seems to be about 8, we'll say, gifted people, and their gift is they all share each other's mind and body.
Gross.
It's like, but they're all from around the world, right?
Okay.
So like, there's a thief in Russia. There's a businesswoman in Korea.
Okay.
Indian rich lady. DJ girl from London.
All right.
And a cop from Chicago. And there's a couple more. But the idea is that they can access each other's skills when needed.
Oh, they're not like mind jacking them?
No. Well,
okay.
sorta, yes. Or they can visit one another. Like, it's weird. It's through their mind, but they have this physical connection. So like when they quote unquote visit, they appear before you as if
they were there.
And they could feel each other.
Oh, weird.
And if say Anthony, you're at your house, right? Yeah. And you feel the carpet in your room. If I shared this connection with you, I could theoretically feel all your senses that you're feeling. Weird. Yeah.
And then you would appear in front of me and be like, vacuum your fucking carpet.
Yep. Yeah. That, or I could theoretically be in your body at the same time. And I can, like, say you needed to go and, I don't know, you're like in an unfamiliar place, but I knew where to go, like how to navigate. I could technically take over your body and get there and do it for you.
Weird. Like, I needed biking skills.
Right.
Like, Vince.
Like, I could do it for you, but I wouldn't be taking over you. It's like we would be sharing the same...
Weird. So it'd be drifting.
Sort of.
Okay.
But then on my end, it would I guess it would just look like I'm looking at a wall or I'm doing something.
Oh, like you're just zonked out?
I don't know. They don't really explain that part, so I don't really know how that works. It's a super cool concept. It's pretty confusing when you first watch it because, like I said, they all take place around, like, these 8 people are very culturally diverse, and it's weird that they all have super heavy accents because they're in their native...
Oh wait, so are they getting super heavy accents when it's like they're not that race?
No, that's not it.
Okay.
It's that because you see the show is from the perspective of these 8 people.
Okay.
Technically, language does not exist to them.
Oh.
So like they all understand it in their own native language, which in this case is English. Weird. So the whole show is English, but say the Korean girl, she's talking with like super heavy Korean accent. Oh. But to the rest of the world, she's just speaking Korean. But for the other people, it's English.
Weird.
And so it's really neat. I don't know what the fuck the show is about, though.
Yeah, like, so far it just sounds like, here's a bunch of powers, look how cool it is.
Yeah, and it's like, it opens up, and I think it's like this angel's dying, and there's like the devil.
Is this Lost?
Is
this a sequel to Lost?
It might as well be, because some of the cast members are from Lost, so
wow.
I'm just like... What's happening?
They escaped purgatory.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really cool.
The black fog is...
I want to watch more of it, but
okay.
Yeah. It's been my week.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
All right, I did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Just to, I guess, counteract the nothing. So I played a game. Well, it's a game I played before, but I bought Puyo Puyo Tetris in English.
Okay.
On the Switch.
So what's the difference?
It's in English.
And
I can understand what they're saying. And I can read the menus.
But otherwise it's the same game?
It's Puyo Puyo Tetris, boyo.
So what's there to talk about?
The game's great. People should buy it. The thing is, so I bought it on the Switch.
Yeah.
And I had my first moment of...
Oh, you brought your Switch out?
I brought my Switch out.
Oh, you gave the controller to somebody?
To a get-together, and I gave it to someone, and they sat around the Switch, and they were playing it, and they're like, oh yeah, this is fun. Look, I got a Tetris, woo!
And how was it?
The Switch works, man. Okay. The Switch is a real piece of technology. Like,
okay.
It's good stuff.
Man, $400 to play Tetris on the go, huh?
It's worth, man. I don't know. Tetris is probably the best game ever made.
You can stand by that. I just don't know if
I think I could play Tetris forever.
Wow, I'd get bored so fast.
Well, like not the only game, but I think it's like it's a classic that will never die.
Okay,
like, it's the chess of video games.
Okay,
not checkers though. It's chess.
I don't know.
But mostly I watched some movies and I read manga.
Okay.
So I watched a movie called Serpico. It is from 1974.
Okay.
It's with Al Pacino.
Al Pacino.
So in the 70s, it takes place in New York. He's an up and coming cop, just graduated from cop school, right? And he's like, I can't wait to be a cop. And as he's going through his life, it turns out that pretty much every single cop in New York City is on the take.
Okay.
From like different criminal organizations, right?
Yeah.
And so his name's Frank Serpico, and he just thinks this is like he's Boy Scout, right? He just thinks this is garbage, this is the worst, and he wants to do something about it. And the story is about him going up against entire police forces, right? People try and get him in to take takes or to touch the money or to do something, and he won't do it, right?
Wow.
Cops start like not trusting him, right? And his job becomes extra dangerous because not only now is he hunting criminals, but he's hunting criminals with people who won't have his back, right? Because he's not on the take, right? And it's his adventure, or not adventure, it's his story of him trying to take down a deep-seated, I guess to him, evil of cops being on the take for criminals, right? Because it's not true justice to him.
Yeah.
It's a really great movie. It's also based on a true story. There apparently was a guy named Frank Serpico who did all this. So it's pretty old now, but I think it holds up very well. It's a long movie.
Would I like this movie if I liked The Departed?
Yes.
All right.
But how many like explosions or shootouts did The Departed have? Did it have a decent amount, or was it all talking? Like I remember it being all talking. But there was some action, like getting his cast smashed and stuff. Yeah,
there's that, and there's a lot of stuff with the triads.
Yeah, this is pretty much almost all narrative.
Okay.
Right? It's very story heavy. They're not relying on like crazy police shootouts and stuff. It's about Serpico. It's about his personal life and how the fact that his morals are fucking up his life.
Sounds like fun.
It's actually a fantastic movie.
Right.
I really like it. And then the mangas I've been reading, I started reading Buddha by Osamu Tezuka. Mm-hmm. Osamu Tezuka is the creator of Astro Boy.
Oh.
Right? He made the Pluto series.
Yeah, okay. I can.
Very famous. But this is the story of Buddha. It is the story, the life and times. Right? And I didn't know what I expected when I got it, because it's like, oh, it's about Buddha. But like, it's just about Buddha. Like it's just strictly like there's no anime like flair on it. It's just like, here's this very serious story about the life of Buddha.
Wow.
And it's fascinating. So because I don't really know much about Buddhism. Like everything I know about Buddhism comes from Asura's Wrath and Naruto.
I think the only thing I know is like Buddha's the one where Buddhism is the ones who believe in recreation, right?
Yeah, reincarnation. Like, depending on how you live your life as a human.
Oh, will dictate your next life.
And so you can either be reborn back as a human if you lived a great, fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Or you're
come back as an ant.
Yeah, you're an ant because you're a piece of shit. Right?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And it's fascinating. It's learning about this religion that I didn't really know anything about. Right? I got spoiled on the story of Buddha recently because someone who's a Buddhist was talking to me about stuff, and I'm like, whoa, spoilers. Jeez.
Spoiling religion.
Yeah, you're spoiling religion for me. What the heck? But it's a really fun read.
Oh, okay.
It's I don't know. Osamu Tezuka's art is more cartoony than anime, I would say.
I would agree.
Yeah. So
if you've seen Astro Boy, then yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot of big circles. It's a lot of clean lines. It's very Looney Tunes-ish.
Right? Yes.
Or like Steamboat Mickey, maybe. Is another
that's
comparison.
Closer, I would go with that.
So when they're doing things like, oh look, the army from like the Persian army from the neighboring town came and burned everyone alive and tore down this village and started raping people. It's like, your art style doesn't really, right? Like, you might as well have a big thing that says thwap when someone hits someone. And they're also trying to bring about these really dark subjects.
Yeah.
But it's so far, it's a pretty good read.
Okay.
The next one I've been reading is called Inuyashiki.
Mm-hmm.
It came out in 2000, or it started in 2014. Yeah, so it started in 2014. This is also getting an anime run. I'm just looking at what I was using for notes now.
Yeah, it is. I just read that.
So Inuyashiki is by the Gantz creator.
Mm.
This is what he did after Gantz, I believe, or during Gantz. I can't remember when Gantz ended. I remember it ended disappointingly. I just can't remember when it ended. Okay. So there's this guy. His name is Inuyashiki Ichiro. He's a very elderly man. And he's not actually that elderly. He's like late 50s, right? But he has like a degenerative disease that makes him look older than he is.
Oh.
He has no friends. His family just like ignores him and just kind of deals with him.
Yeah.
And he is diagnosed with stomach cancer.
Ooh.
So his life is it's pretty bad, right? And he decides, I guess part of the story is he decides to buy a dog, right? And when he buys that dog, it's like his only friend in the world. So he went out to escape his family to go for a walk. When he goes to the walk, he goes to a hill in a park, sitting down. He sees a very bright star in the sky. The star gets closer and closer and closer. And boom! It crushes him.
Wow.
And so what it seems like is that pretty much a spaceship fucking crashed into him and destroyed his body and also a bystander that was near him.
I see.
And they're like, shit, we obliterated this dude. He is gone, right? But our orders are that we are not supposed to interfere with this world.
Yeah.
So we have to deal with this. So what they do is that they rebuild him.
Okay.
Better, faster, stronger.
Wow.
Right? And he's a robot.
Oh.
He still keeps his consciousness. He still keeps his memories, his past, all that stuff. And his physical appearance.
Yeah.
But the thing is he's super fucking strong now because he's a robot.
Yeah.
Right? He has a jetpack in his back.
Oh.
He's got gun hands.
He's like Inspector Gadget?
Like more grotesque. Like they do a lot of... Have you ever watched Gantz or read Gantz?
Yeah.
Like, you know how they do that weird, like, body horror shit?
Yeah.
There's a lot of that in this. Like, when
I don't know.
He feels like a steam coming from his head, and his head opens into 3 parts, and his face is separated from everything else, and there's like a center core in his head where his brain is. When he gets his gun form in his arm detaches in all these separate places, and he's just got a machine gun arm. When he tries to get his jetpack out, like his back opens up and you see into his robot spine.
Oh, okay.
Like 2 thrusters come out. This is not a read for the faint of heart. It is very gory. It's got a lot of body horror stuff in it.
So wait, what is he doing? Is he like a superhero?
So the thing is, he's a superhero.
Oh, okay.
Right? He's finally got the power to do all the things he's wanted to do. Right? Like he sees misjustices on the street, but he can't do crap because he's a weak little old guy, right? With stomach cancer. But the thing is, pretty much the opposite, or the same thing has happened to someone the opposite of him. So there's Shishigami Hiro. He's a teenager who was on the hill with him.
Oh, he's the other one who died?
He's the other one who died and got rebuilt. But the thing is he is just a sadistic asshole.
Oh.
So, for example, the first thing he does when he gets his powers is I think it's his brother, doesn't come to school anymore because he's constantly being bullied, right? So what he does is that he uses his new powers. He goes to the bully's home and murders the whole family.
Whoa.
He murders the mother in cold blood. He goes upstairs, sees the dad taking a bath with their baby brother, kills the baby, kills the father, waits for the daughter to come home, toys with her, murders her.
Okay.
Right? And it's the battle between good and evil, right? It's like, what would you do if you had all of the power in the world?
Yeah.
Right? Would you use it to help others, or would you use it to make other people miserable as long as you are happy?
Ah, the classic hero struggle.
Right? And they take it to very dark
places,
corners and dark places.
Oh.
It's a very interesting read. Just like Gantz always has this kind of like what is man, what is humanity, like that kind of artsy stuff. But I think they do it or the guy does it in a very interesting way.
Okay.
And then the art style is just gorgeous. Like, I don't know. Like he is one of the artists where I don't understand how someone could draw like that. Like how humans can like just take that picture and put it onto paper so perfectly. Like his art style is just out of control good. And yeah, that's another recommendation, I guess. But I think the one I've been having the most fun with, which is getting a anime in the summer, I say so the next season.
Next month,
is Kakegurui.
Oh.
Which pretty much translates to like addict gambler or gambling addict. Mm-hmm. And it's about this school. I'm gonna mess this up. Hyakao Private Academy. It's a private school. It's a private high school. They're pretty much the best in Japan. No one can touch them. But the thing is they get their money through quote unquote donations. And these donations can come from parents, but they also come from students because gambling is legal within the high school.
Okay.
And so when you play against the house, you lose and your money goes to the school, right?
The house, like faculty?
Yeah, pretty much. But the thing is also students can gamble against each other. And they have a hierarchy system. So at the middle is kind of just everyone. If you're an average gambler, you're just kind of going through school, you're fine. You're just a regular dude, right?
Yeah.
But where it gets interesting is the extremes. So you have the top brass, which is just the best gamblers. They're the top people and their students. That is either by being good gamblers, by having just lots of money, so they can have big donations. And up there is obviously the student council president and the school board. They're just chilling up on their thrones, right? But at the bottom in reverse is students who have pretty much been taken for all their worth.
Oh.
Like, they have been cleaned out. So when you cannot repay a debt that you lost in a bet, you become that person's personal slave.
Oh.
Yeah. And they're referred to as pets.
Oh.
And even the regular people now see you as less than human.
Okay.
Right. And so in comes, or actually first off, they show the story by there's a male character where the main character at first, he is gambling against one of the higher ups and he loses, and it shows him becoming a pet, becoming just less than human, right? But in enters our main character, which is Yumeko Jabami.
Okay.
Jabami.
All right, Jabami.
Yumeko. Okay. So Yumeko is just brand new transfer student. She comes in just like very pretty, jet black hair, very model Japanese student.
Yep.
Right. And she learns about gambling in the school, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, gambling! Oh, I've never heard of this. Can you teach me how to play? Can I play with you? This seems so fun, right?" And meanwhile, the people she's playing against are like, "I'm gonna fucking crush this new kid. I'm gonna have another slave under my belt. Fuck that kid." Yeah. Right. But it turns out she's just like
Yu-Gi-Oh.
She's Yugi. More specifically, she's who's the one with the necklace?
Oh, Bakura.
Yeah, she's Bakura. But if the Millennium thing was activated,
oh, okay,
right, and he's just super evil,
yeah,
right, and so she plays the good girl act,
yeah.
But then when it comes to gambling, there's a lot of Ojo-sama laughs in this, a lot of
yeah,
right. It's just fantastic because she picks apart, like, everyone's obviously cheating,
yeah,
right? And it's the different ways they think of cheating. And she's pretty much Phoenix writing their cheating methods to figure out what they're doing to cheat and then crushing them and just draining their spirits. And she doesn't even care about, like, the status, right? She's not in it for the money. I think there's a scene in the beginning of the manga where she just pulls out, like, she has a backpack, and she just pulls out fucking stacks of yen. And she's like, "Oh, I seem to have lost all the money you lent me. Yeah. Here, I will put down a 500,000 or 500 million yen bet or something ridiculous," right? And she just pulls out of her backpack in cash. So she's not in it for the money. She is strictly in it for the satisfaction of crushing other people. And it's the story of these people who are currently at the school are getting what they deserve, right? They're garbage, and they're cheating, and they're pretty much like gaining power through unfair means, right? But she's coming through, and she's crushing them in such a way where you're like, am I rooting for the bad guy? Is she just evil? She gets an almost sexual pleasure out of crushing people. She was explaining her thought process of of defeating one of the people's like cheating methods.
Right.
And as she was explaining it, there was a part that got to where the plan just had to... This plan could only get so far, and I had to rely on luck. And when she got to that part, the panels are just like her touching herself and like, oh, it just like gets me so wet. And there's like a sound effect by her crotch that's just like wetness.
Oh, okay.
Right? And she's just like sexually aroused by this.
Oh, wow.
So she's like a little off her rocker.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because not every single chapter, but every single thing is like getting to know more of this girl and what the students are capable of. Mm-hmm. But also every game is different. So one game was a unique kind of rock, paper, scissors, but with cards, where the class around you would randomly draw a rock, a paper, or scissors, and cards and put it into a box.
Yeah.
Then you would go to the box, pick 3 cards, and you'd play rock, paper, scissors against that person.
Oh.
Right? And the other game was concentration, but it was double concentration. So you had 2 decks, and the only way you got a match is if you got exact cards. So if you flipped 4 of clubs, you had to flip the other 4 of clubs.
Oh.
Right? So that's the only way you could ever win. And if you get a turn, or say you get a match, your turn continues.
I see.
Right? And so the different ways they have of gambling and the unique games they come up with, it's not just here's Texas Hold'em. Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
That's cool.
That's the one I've been reading the most.
Yeah, I'll probably check out the anime next July.
Yeah, I think I knowing that now that there's an anime, I think I might stop reading it.
Yeah.
Because I'm only about 2 or 3 villains in, which is not that far. So I think I'm going to start watching the anime. Because the art style in the manga is just beautiful, very stylized.
Yeah.
And they came out with a teaser trailer for the anime, and that also looks the same. So
just for context, the studio doing this series was most recently made famous because they did Yuri on Ice.
Ooh.
They also did Kids on the Slope.
Oh, they did Kids on the Slope?
And they did Rage of Bahamut, Genesis, and the current Bahamut.
I heard the Bahamut ones are also very nicely animated as well.
Oh, Rage of Bahamut's awesome.
Yeah, never watched it though.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's been my week. It's been a lot of reading.
Yeah, very cool. Neato. And yeah, that's it for this week's episode. Like we said, no Kamen Rider. We'll get on that next week, hopefully.
Yeah, the seas are rough.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, the anime world was taking by storm when everyone's favorite site went down.
That one with the cat noise, right?
Yeah. But don't worry, it's slowly being rebuilt, and hopefully,
ground up.
Yeah, and hopefully we'll all be. I don't know.
In the meantime, boys and girls, as always, Crunchyroll.com.
Wow,
it's got you back.
That's a good way to end it. I like that. Okay, see you guys next week.
See you later.